Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. One more time, your boys back with quick takes. What a game for Sunday Night Football. I mean, just the games that we started off with between the Steelers and the Jets, and then we move on. Um, I mean, even if you look at the Rams and the Texans matchup, or the Seahawks and the Niners matchup in the middle slot, what a day. Then you end with a 41-40 finish between the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens. Yes, we were wrong, but I mean, like I said about the Chiefs and the Chargers, you can't be, like sad about being wrong in situations like this. But we move on back with our inaugural Monday Night Football um, Week 1 edition of Quick Takes, Season 3, Episode 1D. Finally, the last of this week, so you guys could finally get a break from me for a few days. Till then, though, or during that break, let's go back and go like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Go back and rewatch some of the old videos. If it's quick takes right now, if it's jump ball, or if it's football frenzy, if you want to dive into that as well. But let's kick off with the matchup at hand today. It is in the NFC North where we stomp at today. And it is going to be in Chicago where the Bears are going to be hosting the Vikings. And in this one, where do we go? Where do we lean with? I'm leaning with the home team in this one. I am rolling with the Bears. I mean, first game in Chicago for Ben Johnson. He has to, I think start with Caleb, like with a win. I just don't kind of see a scenario where you kind of like start off losing in the division and still try to push and like start off with a good note. That's very, very, very necessary. um it should be interesting to see. You do have a former head coach as a defensive coordinator in Dennis Allen, um for the Chicago Bears. I should mention again, you already had talent defensively. Montez Sweat, you paid a few years ago. Let's look at the defense. Yeah, like I said, ooh, Grady Jarrett. I didn't even know you guys added him. Sweet. Dexter, he's solid. A Dingbo from the formerly of the Colts, solid. You got Tremaine Edmonds. You got TJ Edwards. It says he is doubtful. Should be interesting to see if he plays or not. But you do have a little bit more depth behind that in the linebacker slots. The bigger questions for you guys in this matchup is your cornerback positions. As we know, we already mentioned Pat this week, but going back to him again, as mentioned on today's episode on the Pat McAfee Show, well, by Shefty, Jalen Johnson, it looks like he might not be playing. So not having a cornerback one, an all-pro type of cornerback, it should be interesting to see how they fare out without him. Kyler Gordon in the nickel, if he doesn't play either, it should be a more of a risk factor for them. But I am still rolling with them to kind of win this one out. They solidified the inside of their O line: Joe Tooney, Drew Dahlman, and Jonah Jackson. You got the two young-ish tackles. There's two ways to go. Either you're going to be like the Seattle tackles with Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, or you're going to take that next step and turn into a tackle duo that's going to be respectable with this new offense with Ben Johnson and everything. We'll see how that goes around. I mean, weapons for the Chicago Bears. It's a weapons galore for Caleb. So yeah, other than not having your top cornerbacks, which is a very, very reasonable excuse, you don't really have an excuse in this one, Chicago, especially with your fan base. They should be going crazy. For them, you need to win this. That's all where I'm at with it. Let's look at the Vikings. Starting off, let's go with their offense. JJ McCarthy. It should be very, very interesting to see. Going back to Pat's show again, it was very cool to hear his story with him being in the stands for his first ever game when it was AP going crazy in Soldier Field. Now he's getting his debut in Soldier Field again. I think he's a Chicago kid. I could be mistaken, but what a story there to be had already. If he goes there to win it, I mean, even better. But for me, why do I think they don't win it? Well, Jordan Addison's suspension kind of does play a factor. Losing Rondell Moore, again, that's sucks in general. CJ Ham is in the IR. I think between special teams and creating some run blocks for Aaron Jones to get loose, I think CJ Ham is a very important part of their offense. Should be interesting to see how that's you know handled. Christian Darrisaw does say questionable still, so I do kind of want to keep my eye on that because he is coming back from an injury. It should be interesting to see how he fares out in his first game going up against not so easy of a talent in Chicago's defense, in that front seven especially. So should be intriguing to watch him. Brian Neal, I mean, one of the I feel like more underrated right tackles, just tackles in general in the league. Adding Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, very very solid moves. Helping out a young quarterback, solidifying his line. You already have the offensive weapons needed for him, so you just kind of give him the best of both worlds. Now, when you look at the defense, it could just be me personally. I am not the biggest fan of a 3-4 defense. It does work out. It obviously has won as well. I mean, if you go back and look at Steelers or Patriots, both are 3-4 defenses. So what do I know? But they do run a 3-4 defense with B flow, going back to the Patriots, obviously. But yeah, adding Jonathan Allen on their line, Javon Hargrave, that just solidified at least the trenches right there. Then you do have Jonathan Grinnard, Blake Cashman from Houston Texans. He moved up. Ivan Pace, one of the better young linebackers. Andrew Van Ginkel, he's going to be wanting some sacks. So you do have pass rushers. Dallas Turner, same guy, who came in the draft with JJ McCarthy last year, has not showed out yet, but he should be starting to take that necessary step. Or you turn into a in the same conversation with Tyree Wilson. And then in the back end, I mean, they are solidified. They added Super Bowl champion Isaiah Rodgers, solid. Byron Murphy, he has regressed from where he was, but he's still a solid corner to be your 1B or 2A, wherever you want to place him. Losing Harrison Smith in this game should be interesting. Just Theo Jackson play up there. What happens? Just his veteran experience. Um, just the moments that he creates, the plays that he creates. You can't just recreate that with somebody else. So as a team, as a unit, they're gonna have to show out. I just feel like like adding a Jonathan Allen, a Javon Hargrave, Isaiah Rodgers. That's at least 3 starters that were new. Um, I don't know if Cashman's been there for the second year. Pace, they drafted Ginkles there. Grinnard, I think it's his second or third year as well. So I mean, they're still gelling as a unit. Yeah, should be intriguing to see. I do not have questions against Kevin O'Connell because he has shown that he can win with, almost any quarterback that you give him. Yeah, I just have a little bit of question mark against the defense because they kind of were the ones that still weren't as dominant as you would like them to be in the playoff game. But it's a new season. You got to see what happens. Can't just write them off just yet. The injuries play a factor on both sides. But I think in this one, gotta lean with the Chicago Bears at home. Now, let me just give you guys a quick little rivalry breakdown. Just stats real quick. 127 meetings. Vikings are 68, 58, and 2 all time. 1-0 are the Bears in the postseason. Largest victories has been Bears 34-3 in 1984, 38-7 in 1989. Vikings shut them out in 1969, 31-0. Most points scored in this rivalry was 52 by the Bears in 1961. Vikings scored 48 in 1998. Longest win streak was 6 by the Bears from 1983 to 1986, 2009 through 2012 for the Bears. For the Vikings, 1972 to 1976, they did not lose in a contest. And right now the win streak is with the Vikings at 2. I think Bears are gonna, want that back in a divisional rivalry, especially after seeing the way Packers made a statement against the Detroit Lions. I think Bears are gonna have to and want to come out, especially at home, to leave a statement of their own in that North that, hey, yes, the Packers are going to be phenomenal. Everybody's going to talk about them because of Michael Parsons and Jordan Love and all of that they're going to do. But there is still another team in the NFC North that is still going to be fighting, and that could be the Bears. We'll see what happens. I could be wrong, but we'll, you know, get into that on Thursday. Till then, it's all love. You already know. Go like and subscribe.